Hello. So I wanted to make a video to address something I saw on the forum. I think I may not be looking too good, but I'm feeling a lot better. I was sick for this is day 5, and I slept better last night. I think I'm on the up and up. But okay, so I want to make a video about finding a cure for tinnitus and how that goes along with habituation. I ran into a guy on the forum on Reddit, and he had posted about, I don't remember the name of the medicine, but they had found some kind of a medicine and they had done some trials. And in the trials, they talked about how they were getting a moderate success rate in people perceiving or the sound being lower. And he was about 9 months into it, and he I guess, as best as I could tell, he feels he has not habituated to tinnitus, and he wants to find a cure. I just want to kind of address this dynamic. You know, if you're a person who currently has tinnitus, of course, we would love to find a cure. And tinnitus is one of those things where, since it doesn't kill people, it doesn't get enough funding to find a cure. But I do believe that with modern medicine, we're getting better and better at things like stem cells, where they can go in there and probably grow some new cilia in the ears, or make assessments about our nerves that are going into our ears, and possibly reprogram them so the sound doesn't, we don't hear it, make it not exist again. So, but I think it's important to separate out that habituation is a real thing. And we've got, just here on my channel, but not only on my channel, we've got cases of people reporting they had very extreme tinnitus, and they have come to habituate to it. So that in itself is the best cure that we know about. And it works so good, to the point where it's like your life is the same as before you had the tinnitus. It's that good. So, for me, I'm even maybe a little better, because I feel like I learned a lot about how my mind and subconscious works that I didn't know about before I had tinnitus. And it doesn't bother me anymore. So there's a very good workable way to deal with tinnitus. But the problem is, it takes a while. It takes a good long time to habituate to it. Part of it is time. But I do also firmly believe there are things we can do, which I've made lots of videos about, to bring about that habituation faster. And also, we can become aware of certain behaviors of ours that lead us to not tolerate the tinnitus and make it worse. I probably should make a video about that. Maybe I will. I'll talk about that right now. So this is the dynamic, between we've got to find a cure and we can habituate. And these two things can run into conflict with each other. And this is what bothers me a lot. Because when you have tinnitus and this sound is not going away, and you're not habituated to it, you're not okay with it, you're not comfortable with it, you are hell-bent on finding some way to make this sound go away. So then, as we start talking about cures, and people start having hope that there'll be a cure, it can kind of set the mind into a process that a little bit runs counter to habituation. I don't accept tinnitus. It's not okay. I've got to fix it. This is going to drive me mad. And there's got to be a medicine. There's got to be a meditation. There's got to be some kind of a a system, they can do something and then make this thing go away. And there are cases of people becoming really obsessed with making it go away. And that is the opposite of habituating. Habituating, then the awesome thing is if these people could understand, I really hope they can, that when you habituate, you virtually make it go away. It's not so bad. But when you're obsessed with making it go away, it's kind of like it gets the mind into a state that doesn't accept it. And that's what has to happen, because as your mind comes to accept it, your subconscious brain lowers the sound virtually to the point where it's there, but it's not there. Just like I've had a fan running in my room for the last, since I started this video, and I just now thought about it. It's been there all along. And there's people, they have a really loud tinnitus. And even then, the sound gets where it's just so backgrounded, because they've learned to realize that the tinnitus doesn't hurt them, and they've learned to move their thoughts to other things, and the mind does this beautiful thing. It depreciates, it makes it less important, the tinnitus, such that it's just put into the background of something that's just going on somewhere else. Even the case of the lady with the fire alarm loudness of tinnitus. That loud, even then, she was able to do it. I find that amazing myself. But it's incredible what the mind can do if we do the things we need to do this abracadabra thing called habituation. It doesn't just happen overnight, though. We've got a process, which I've been talking about on the channel. But I just want to just point out how important it is to separate these two things. Of course, we want to find a cure. Of course, there's some clinical studies that are always going on, and hopefully there'll be more and more, and we're going to find a way to do it one of these days. But I don't want people to think that a cure is needed in order for them to be okay. They can be okay with this thing that, when you're so obsessed with making it go away, it's like you're not accepting, hey, I can learn to relax in this. And you hear me say those words, and you haven't accepted that that's even a possibility. I can imagine what you might think, It's so loud. How could anybody possibly live with this? I've been there, and a lot of people on the channel have been there. But the fact is, not only do we live with it, we don't even notice it anymore. It gets that good. And it's incredible. It's almost unbelievable. So when I tell you that, it's like, I know if you've got it really bad right now, there's a certain level of skepticism when I say that, when you hear me say, it just goes away. For the most part, it's just like not there. It doesn't bother you anymore. It's that good. But when it's so loud in your mind, it's like, how is that even possible? How could I possibly live like this? But you start looking at the data and the people, they finally habituate, whether it be quickly or take a little longer, and it's incredible. It's a miracle. It's for me. It's utterly a miracle, because it was so loud for me. I couldn't sleep. I literally went 5 days with no sleep, and then months with no sleep because it was so loud. It was that bad for me. And now I don't even notice it. It's incredible. It's amazing, So, I feel like I'm trying to do some kind of a religious thing. If you'll just believe, you gotta believe. That's the Southern minister, yeah. So, excuse me, but that's why I get a little defensive when I hear people talking about cures and stuff. I'm definitely for them. It'd be nice if you just pop a pill or do some kind of a treatment and boom, it's gone. I think that day will come. But there are people, they get so obsessed with making it go away that it drives them into a deeper state of anxiety. with sometimes some pretty bad results. I don't like to talk about those bad results, but you can imagine what happens when people lose their mind. And it doesn't have to be that way. We have to do the opposite. We have to, number one, realize it's not a threat. Go to the doctor, let him tell you that. And then believe it. You're not going to be harmed by it. And then number two, imagine. There's 98, 99% of people, just the ones that didn't, get so obsessed with it. They learn to accept it, that it's not a threat. And then you imagine there's so many people. I think it's 99%. I don't know. But it's way up there. They habituate, they get normal, like me. Realize that's possible. Play some background noises. And then number three is just, you got to start implementing your own program of moving your attention into other things. Here's me writing Chinese every day. And I can read and write Chinese now. And I did a lot of that while I had tinnitus because I had to get my mind on something else. And I did it. Now I don't have to fight for it. Now I can lay down on the bed with no sound in the room and I'll hear the tinnitus and I'm okay. But before that was, wow, not even possible. And I do other things too. But I've learned to move my attention to things and that's a whole nother video. But anyways, just wanted to talk about that. So I'm working on getting better. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.